Peace. This is a meat and potato sorcery production starring myself, the Water Alchemist, and today's topic for the occult family is occultism and relocation. As many of you know, there's been a major exodus in a lot of big cities, and this is not by coincidence because it's the cost of living, the lack of safety, and opportunity. So this is why people are leaving, just like you had the exodus to the north, and we have to understand there's always going to be a shift. You had the exodus in the north when people were coming up here and getting manufacturing and plant jobs. So they were coming from like Mississippi, Alabama, etc. to places like Chicago, Cleveland, Detroit, etc. That's changed now. And this exodus, this is nothing new. It's been happening, but it's become more noticeable because nearly 5 million people have left since 2020. So what happened? What began in 2020? Well, you already was on your way to a recession, but the pandemic/plandemic came along. And the lockdown came in many cities March of 2020. So people are leaving in droves. So if you're contemplating leaving, and I always like to check in on people psychically, I know a lot of you are planning on leaving, so let mentor assist you. First thing is, before you leave, make sure you have some money. That's one. Two, the second one really is more important than the first one, is learn about the metaphysics of the city, because every city has spirits. They have a protective entity of that. So find out about the metaphysical or occult history of that. And when you do move, introduce yourself and ask, will the spirit or guardian of that city or state, will it welcome you? Because if you're moving, the whole thing is you want to succeed. The third thing, network. Do not wait to the last minute. Network with a native of that city or of that state that can assist you with the learning curve. And do they have reliable transportation? That's important. If you don't have your own vehicle. If you have your own vehicle and it's in pretty decent shape, no worries. But if you are relocating and you don't have a vehicle, see what their transit's like. Because I remember when I went to Dallas, Texas, just to see it, and I've been in Houston as well. Great transportation system. They have trains down there and they have buses that run, last time I checked, till like 3 a.m. in the morning. So they're very good down there. And also, Houston is growing when it comes to the occult. There's botanicas down there. So you gotta want to be somewhere where there's botanicas. Or if you're moving, stock up, have at least a 3 to 6 month supply of what? Sage, candles, Florida water. You want these things. Every city is not going to be selling black candles. So get them where you're at, or network with people who can order them for you or ship them to you. Because it may be cheaper if they have a botanica as opposed to going to Amazon and Etsy. So that's why I say that. And where are people really going besides Texas? Georgia and North Carolina. I repeat, for those listening to this, listen to me. If you've been contemplating going to North Carolina, South Carolina, or Georgia, go. Do not hesitate. Put your plan into motion and get with the program and go. And lastly, there's some things I want to talk about as far as clean habitats. This is very important, especially if you have younger children. Besides crime and other things, let's look at cities that have a vermin problem or rats. Number 1 is Chicago. Number 2 is California. And number 3 is New York. Now, ironically, New York is the most magical city. I can attest to that as a sorcerer. And most witches and sorcerers can tell you, if you just want to really advance your practice and go to the next level as a sorcerer, New York's number 1. That's hands down. and California is number 2, and 3 would be like Massachusetts. So these are all Western cities, and New Orleans, of course, is in there. In the Midwest is difficult. You could do something, but let's face it, there's nothing really going on in Detroit like it used to be. Not since one of the descendants of Marie Laveau was downtown in Greektown in Detroit. I don't know if she's there no more, but that's where one of her descendants was at. So if you're relocating, I would highly recommend going to the South, and make sure you go near parks or water. Water, it contains that energy, and water also can neutralize any negative energy or residue you may have brought from the city that you come from. All you got to do is stand still. You can stand in a circle, or you can either use a water hose, and you could just draw a circle with the hose with the water. And that should shake off that residue if you're coming from somewhere like Jersey or Philly or Chicago or the Bronx or whatever. So that should take care of that. So if you're considering that, using numerology, network, have a plan, take your supplies with you, and it's very important to introduce yourselves to the spirits of that land so they can assist you. So with that, that is your meat and potato sorcery for the day. I am the Water Alchemist. Be water, my friends. Peace.